So ADA almost tapped into our wave Y target, which sits between 69 cents to 78 cents. And we're currently finding support at the 50 EMA. However, we failed to retest the 200 EMA. And the interesting thing about this move to the upside is it's made up of corrective moves rather than impulsive moves. So what this tells me is that this move to the upside is a retracement to the upside. However, there is a possibility that we could continue to see lower lows where we then potentially tap into either this region or this region. So if I go on the 5-minute chart and straight away I can see that, this move here is kind of rough. And we have this move, which is impulsive, which makes up our W wave. And then we have this corrective move to make up our X wave. And then we have this final move to the upside to complete the Y wave. And then essentially what we have forming is a WX Y structure. And this could then potentially be our X wave made up of a WX Y structure. And then we have a final move to the upside to complete the Y wave, where we could then potentially see higher highs. So if I very quickly just bring this over here, so we could potentially see ADA reach anywhere between 76 cents to 78 cents. So if I go on the hourly chart, that range sits within our fair value gap, and so these fair value gaps kind of need to be filled in. And so it wouldn't surprise me if we continue to see high highs, but then ultimately we get rejected, and then we see lower lows. And you can see that on the stochastic RSI, we are more or less neutral. And the last time that we were within this range was back over here, and we ended up seeing this move to the upside, but then ultimately we got rejected, and then we saw this move to the downside. And so a similar scenario could play out, where we'll get rejected at this target here. Now, if I go on the 4-hour chart and remove this, and the interesting thing is we are currently trading between the 200 EMA and the 50 EMA. And you can also see that we ended up seeing that reversal I talked about in my previous video. And that then led to this pump to the upside. And again, a similar scenario could play out on the hourly chart. And on the daily chart, what you can also see is we ended up having the golden cross, which was a reflection of this price action that we saw to the upside, where we saw huge gains. And despite this move to the downside, I am still optimistic of what's ahead of us, and I am still anticipating higher highs and able to potentially tap into this region here. And of course, you can see that we are within the oversold region on the stochastic RSI. And like I said in my previous video, I do think that we are in the final stages of a corrective move to the downside. And I do see this as a good opportunity to be, dollar cost averaging and buying in, where we can then potentially see gains of, I believe it was 20%. So very quickly, if I just check to see if I'm correct in that. So yeah, we're looking at around 25 to 30% gains. And should that be the case, then it is possible that we then see that return to the downside, where we then potentially fill in these fair value gaps. But then ultimately, anticipating higher highs, where we then potentially break this weak high currently sitting at $1.17. And so, yeah, it has been a boring day, despite this move to the upside. I believe it was only a 6% move to the upside. So if I very quickly check to see the price action of this move, and yeah, we're looking at about a 6% move to the upside. And so, yeah, not much action has taken place. But again, I do see this as a good opportunity to be buying in and dollar cost averaging. And so, yeah, that's just my quick update on Cardano ADA. Hopefully you found it useful. And if you did, then feel free to hit that like button. And if you're new, feel free to subscribe. Take it easy, people. Peace.